What's up, you guys? Grace and love to everybody. This is part 2 to It Builds Character, okay? So I left off in part 1 where I was talking about self-improvement and how it builds character. You know, we should all be at a point or getting to a point in our life where we want self-improvement. Self-improvement is important. You know, it's needed because we're going to need it. We never know, how that self-improvement is going to, help us, like what it does for us. You just never know unless you put your best foot forward and try it out. A job that isn't fun, like my pros and cons, that example that I had gave you. Negative people will help you build character. Now listen when I say this. Negative people will help you build character. When you are mirrored by something, take note. So when you are mirrored by something that you need to work on. So let's say if you've been praying and asking God, Lord, what is it in me that you want me to do? Or, what is it? You've been asking God about different things and situations in your life. And many people pray for different things like the wisdom of God or patience and all of these different things. And if you pray and ask God for character, he will show you how you are when you're mirrored by somebody else. And even if you see this and it disturbs your spirit, you will remove yourself to not be attached to something that doesn't build your character. So let me go back to when I say the whole mirror thing. So if you are in like the midst of somebody that's negative and you've been dealing with your own stuff, or you got your own things that you want to have self-improvement on, and you see how this person is being negative and all of this stuff, and you like, well, like people can mirror you so that you will know exactly what you need to work on. That's what I meant by the whole mirror thing and everything. Now, the next one is self-control. Self-control, knowing how to control yourself when situations is not going the way that you want them to go, or, different situations that happen on the job, or even in our finances and stuff like that. Self-control, because things that like finances and stuff, how people, it can get in their mind. People start committing suicide. Even when COVID had happened, people was committing suicide when they lost their job. So having that self-control, because you're better than that. It isn't all about money. It isn't all about material things. But when you realize that you is going through, trouble in your life, look around at your family and how you still got life, how you still got health and strength. It ain't always about, money and cars and houses and stuff like that. Yeah, we can pray to God for all of these things, but the wisdom, the knowledge, the patience, the self-control. The next one I have up here is healing, such as like that. Then the next one I have is taking the route that saves you. Let me tell you guys something. Taking the route that saves you, and even when people come into your life and they try to save you as well too. So these bad relationships and these bad friendships, you will see the red flags, and people who try to save you as well too, because they like, okay, they know that they can't meet up to your standards or to your expectations. So they try to save you. So take heed when somebody is trying to save you, and also take heed to when God is also trying to save you. Okay. So the next one I have is avoiding your haters and people who don't know if they want to love you or hate you. Now, this is big because it builds character, because you see the hate that they have in their hearts for you. So, but you don't need to focus on that. You just need to keep going. You got to let your haters be your motivator. And so when they come against you, when they talk about you, when they always saying, I don't know why, no, they don't know why, because they can't figure out why they got all this going on and what's going on with them. So don't worry about your haters. Those haters will help you build your character. You got to understand that when people talk down to you, keep going. The next one I have is bad relationships build character. Good relationships build character. The encounters that you have with people, when you meet strangers, different things like that. You never know how you can meet somebody, a homeless person on the street, how an interaction with them, how it can help you build character. Many people think that when they see homeless people that they just slow, they dumb, they on drugs and all of this stuff. But if you actually have a conversation with a homeless person, I done seen many videos of homeless people that they post when they recorded them and post them on Facebook, of them giving wisdom, because they have missed out on their opportunity in life. So they realizing, homeless people, they ain't always dumb and slow and, all about, what other people think, like drugs and all of that stuff, or homeless people will steal from you. They say so much about homeless people, but if you actually have a conversation with a homeless person, you will really figure out and get some real wisdom and knowledge from them. Putting yourself first is another thing that helps build character. Admitting when you're wrong, it helps build character as well too. Going back to that honesty, when you can say, look, I did this and I apologize. And apologizing and actually meaning it behind it, it builds character too. Not just apologizing because you know that you heard this, because they want you to apologize, or, you know, because they won't let it rest. You know, apologize because you know for a fact that you did something wrong. Supporting people rather than tearing them down. If you are a person that you find yourself tearing people down and with other people, break away from that, okay? You got to break away from that, because that's not building your character, because you're teaming up with people to hate on one person. The thing about it is, if you would stop teaming up with people and go figure out what it is that you need to do, then you won't have to worry about teaming up with what they got going on, because the same people that y'all are teaming up and stuff like that, y'all gonna eventually turn on each other, because y'all have came against a person and tried to bring them down and hate on them and do whatever, and then now look, the same group has been torn apart. Focus on your own lead. Don't team up and come against people and hate on people, because it shows a lot about your character. It really does show a lot about your character. If you know you don't secretly like somebody, stop faking and move around them. Don't try to be cool with them. Don't try to be cool and be like, oh, we cool and stuff like that, when you know you done ran their name through the dirt. When you know you done talked about them. When you know you done teamed up against them. That is not a form of character. But they will come and try to find everything that they can to pick and say about you. That's why I say don't let your haters be your motivators. Let your haters be your motivators, because once they realize that they can't achieve the goal that they wanted to bring you down in, now they're mad. They're mad. Sometimes they're in shock because of what they had planned up against you didn't work out. A lot of this stuff builds character. And then you don't sit and mope around like, oh my gosh. No, it builds character. It builds character. I love you guys. I hope you guys took something from this video. It builds character. I love y'all. Grace and love to everybody. It's Life Aspects with Visionary Rose.